With Doubtnut, get instant video solutions to all your maths, physics, chemistry, and biology doubts. Just click the image of the question, crop the question, and get instant video solution. Download Doubtnut app today.
Hello. So in the question we have given assertion and reason, right? So assertion is pH of water increases on increasing temperature, right? So this is the statement 1, and the reason is given here. When H2O is dissociated, so it is an exothermic process, right? So when H2O is dissociated into H positive ion and OH negative ion, it is an exothermic process, right? So we have a 4 option. That option is saying that both assertion and reason are correct, and reason is the correct explanation of assertion. And option B is saying that both assertion and reason are the correct, and reason is not the correct explanation of assertion. And option C is assertion is true but reason is false, and option D is both assertion and reason are incorrect, right? So this is the question. So let's see it. So let's try to solve it, this question. So we have given assertion here is that is pH of water increases on increasing temperature, right? So that means we know that pH is equals to, right? So we have that means pH of water, right? So the pH of water, right? pH of water increases as we increase the temperature, right? So as we increase the temperature, right? So as we increase the temperature, right? So this is increase the temperature, right? So this is assertion, right? So let's see it, this statement. So we know that the pH is equals to pH, which is equals to minus of log concentration of H positive ions at the concentration of H positive. This is the pH, right? So now you can see here pH of H2O increases as we increase the temperature, right? So here there is no temperature, right? There is no constant temperature term, right? So let's see it in another way, right? So you can see here H2O is a stable molecule, right? So H2O, so it is in equilibrium with H positive ions and OH negative ions, right? So this is H positive ions and OH negative ions, right? So here you can see this, since this is a stable molecule, so most of the end part of the H2O remains in this side, right? So they remain in this side, right? And as we know that the equilibrium constant is a function of temperature, so as we increase the temperature, so the K will increase, that means equilibrium constant increase, that means K will increase, that means if K increase, that means this concentration term also increase, right? So this concentration term also increase. As a result, concentration of H positive ions, right? So concentration of H positive ions increase, right? So and we know that if there is a constant increasement in the concentration of H positive ions, that means acidic character increase, right? That means acidic character increase, right? So acidic character increase, right? So it means that, so if we increase the temperature, K increase, and K increase, that means concentration of H positive ions, because I can write this, the K equilibrium like this. I can write this K equilibrium is the concentration of reactant product, that means concentration of H positive ions into concentration of OH negative ions divided by concentration of water, right? So now you can see here the K equilibrium, that means K is directly proportional to this H positive ion concentration, right? So if we temperature increase, K increase, and K increase, acidity increase, that means, or you can say that a concentration of H positive ion increase, and with this result the acidic character increase, right? So as we know that with reference to water we have a pH scale, and that is equals to 7 point is neutral and 14 point is basic and 0 point is here acidic, right? So you can see here below 7 it is acidic, right? And this part is acidic and this part is basic, right? So we know that acid increase, that means when we increase the temperature we move toward this side, right? So we move toward this side, right? So that means, or you can say this the acidic character increase, right? So but in the question says that, or you can see here if we go is this side, so that means pH decrease, right? So that means pH decrease, right? So I can write here as this, if acidic character increase, so that means pH decrease, right? So pH decrease, right? So this is the statement, right? So but in the statement is saying that if we increase the pH, right? So if we you can say the pH of water increases as we increase the temperature, but here we are getting the another term, that means, or here we are getting the another statement, that is if we increase the temperature, that means we see that here that there is a decreasement in the pH, right? So there is a decreasement in the pH, right? So that means this statement becomes wrong, right? So this statement becomes wrong, right? So or you can see in another way, right? So that means if there is an increasement in the H plus ion concentration, that means here negative term here, so which indicates that there is a decreasement in the pH, right? So that means here statement is saying on increasing temperature pH increases, but we see here that the on increasing temperature pH decreases, right? So that means assertion becomes wrong, right? And let's talk about the reason, right? So the reason is given here. H2O is the dissociation of H2O is an endothermic process, right? So dissociation of H2O, right? So this is dissociation of H2O is an endothermic process, right? So that means actually this is not here you can see that, but in the question it is exothermic process, right? So but we know that the dissociation of H2O is an endothermic process, right? So because we have to supply energy to break down in these ions, right? So to break down in this ion, right? That means if we give the temperature here, that means if we are giving the temperature, that means you can see here I can increase the temperature. That means the concentration of H plus positive ion and OH negative ion increases. That means we have to supply energy. That in other way I can write this is endothermic process, right? So this is endothermic process, right? So endothermic, not exothermic, right? So this is endothermic process, right? In endothermic process we have to supply energy, right? And while in the case of exothermic process, right, so energy is evolved, right? So but here we have to supply energy, right? So this means that this statement, that reason is also wrong, right? So in this way I can say this, both the assertion and reason are wrong, right? So I can say that option D will be the right answer here, where both assertion, right, both assertion and reason, right, both assertion and reason both are wrong, right? So both are wrong, right? So in this way I can say this option D will be the correct answer and option A, B and C will be the wrong ones, right? So hope this answered your question. So thank you.
For class 6 to 12, IIT JEE and NEET level. Trusted by more than 5 crore students. Download Doubtnut app today.